Hey guys, I don't know why the audio is not working. Alright. Okay, so we've got the audio working.
Cool.
So
It's really hot here because I'm having soup and there's these two bright lights.
yeah. So I'm here with Maria Tran. She is an accomplished filmmaker. She's worked with Jackie Chan. That's pretty much the title of this video. Yeah. So where did this all begin for you, Maria?
I think it began for me in about 2007 to 8. I was studying university, Bachelor of Psychology, didn't really like it, but on the weekends, myself and a couple of my friends would go out to the local park and we would be shooting this Kung Fu movie called Maximum Choppage. And mind you, back then we've had our handy cams and, you know, we'll go out there, get our weapons and just shoot all these fight scenes, and every now and then we'll come across cops who'll be like, you know, what are you doing? And, you know, we didn't have crash mats, so we'd get mattresses. If we can't get high enough, we'll just get council bins out and we'll just stand on it and shoot. And we did all sorts of things. And it took us 4 years to finish a feature film. And after that, we had a launch at this space in PYT, Powerhouse Youth Theatre in Fairfield. And there was like 3 nights back to back of people coming to watch this Kung Fu film that was made in Western Sydney. I think it was probably the first Kung Fu film made in Australia. Yeah, by a bunch of semi-unemployed young people, but it was fun. That was the starting. That was my epic start. And thinking that after that, because a lot of times when you finish something big, you're like, yeah, I made it. I finished the film. But they're not realizing, you know, it's not going to stop there, right? And then luckily, in the meantime, I was also learning how to do doco stuff. And I filmed a doco in Vietnam and I won a festival award for that. And I scored a role to meet ABC executives. And to be honest, they were quite bored with me, like, yeah, good job for winning, da-da-da. And then before they left, I'm like, wait, can you have a look at this? And I showed them the action stuff that I did. And they're like, wait a moment, we'll come back. And next thing you know, they went away and they're like, we need you to come in. So then I went into another room and then I met more people and they go, okay, so we want to make something like this type of format by blah, blah episodes. And I was like, what? I didn't even know what was going on. Got back and then I spoke to another colleague of mine. They're like, oh my God, they just pitched to you to make content for TV. And that was a big deal because we're coming out from the West, we're ghetto, we don't have big opportunities to make content for TV. So that was like the first time we got a chance to make like, I think 6-part by 2 minutes for ABC called Downtown Rumble. And that was sort of that journey there. But in the meantime, like after the whole Maximum Choppage thing, you know, I got to a point, I think I spoke to a colleague of mine, I'm like, I've done a movie, I've done all this, and it's still not getting me anywhere in the industry. What do I do? And one of my colleagues at that time were like, why don't you just go find Jackie and tell him? Like, you just go find Jackie. He's probably easy to find. And I was like, are you serious? You're talking about Jackie Chan, the biggest Asian superstar in the whole wide world. How the hell am I gonna find him? And she was like, yeah, apparently he's like lives in Canberra or something. And I'm like, and then in my head it was like, bing. And I was like, this is interesting. What if I did like a sort of a crazy vlog journey of me trying to find Jackie Chan? I mean, in my head, I didn't know how I was going to get to find Jackie Chan, right? But I thought, you know what? I'm going to go down to Canberra and find out where he lives. To be honest, Canberra's not small. It's not like a street and then you can find Jackie Chan, right? So I was down there putting flyers up. Like, oh, if you know where Jackie Chan lives, you know, please contact me, yada, yada, yada. You know, and then, weirdly enough, you know, some guy just rocks up and he's like, oh yeah, I know where Jackie lives. He just lives down the road from me in Curtin. I'm like, right, sure, like as if you know where Jackie lives. He goes, yeah, here's the address. So we went to the address, and guess what? We found Jackie's house.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it was like locked away, and it had JC the driveway, and you know, we were like, oh my god, this is Jackie Chan's home, oh my god, just so cool, you know. And then years after, and then after that I went overseas. No, I went around Australia, because I did a campaign where I went to every single state and territory, did a call out to all the filmmakers who wanted to give a message to Jackie Chan, and they would record, they would talk about their journeys as parkour artists, as filmmakers, as flash mobbers, and what Jackie represents to them. And then after that, coming back, I then went overseas. Spent like 3 months in Hong Kong and China, again doing the same thing, lots of interviews. And then came back home, I only had $20 in my bank account, and I was super broke. And I thought to myself, that's it. I'm never going to meet Jackie. I'm dead. I'm broke. I've got nothing else to go on with. So I kind of stopped doing that project for like, I would say 5 to 6 years. Didn't look at it, but over time kept on making films, short films, collaborating with people. And then in 2015, Jackie Chan's was making a movie in Sydney. And I was like, oh my God, I got to find Jackie, got to meet Jackie, you know? But then I wasn't able to get in. And then finally, Screen New South Wales, they gave me a call through another org named ICE, Information and Cultural Exchange. And they go, hey, Maria, we've got this great thing. Do you want to work on Jackie Chan's, you know, project in Sydney called Bleeding Steel? You can be in a stunt attachment, you know? And I was like, what? I was mind-blowing. You know, being sourced to be a part of a project, because I was a weird, crazy person who was trying to hunt down this superstar. But I think in a way they did like what I do, because it's like, I'm not crazy. I'm not just a crazy cat lady fan. I'm actually a filmmaker. And if I'm not doing film, I'm trying to at least achieve something that can reach an audience, you know? Because I didn't study film or acting. I just kind of played by ear and collaborated with people and learned from them. So that's how the journey of finally connecting to Jackie.
Cool.
Yeah.
And basically the story on how I met Maria was through a short film, which was like 1.5 years ago, almost 2 years now.
Police Story.
Yes.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yes!
I'll show you guys in a second. I kind of forgot to preload this.
Yeah, that's how we met Adam, because we were working on Police Story Girl Force, which was a project that I was making during my time with Jackie. And we showed Jackie that film, but Adam was on board, so that was cool.
Sorry, 1 second, I'm just finding...
the clip.
Yeah.
But I think after after meeting Jackie, working with Jackie, and really having a good moment with him, especially going to Canberra with him and his family and a couple of his close people, I realised to myself that I pretty much can do anything, yeah? If I put my mind to it and put a lot of passion and perseverance and determination, I can pretty much do anything I want. And that was sort of the genesis of my way of thinking, that if I really want to achieve those lifetime goals of mine, I need to start putting it out there now, or at least starting to believe it within myself. Because, you know, when it comes to people, I feel like there's 3 things that people run by in this lifetime. Pretty much fear is a big thing that stops them. Second thing is suspicion. And the third thing is disbelief. And a lot of times when opportunities come up, things come their way, those are the 3 things that pop into their head first. You know, that stops them, that immobilizes them to actually taking action and actually getting closer to what they actually really want. And at the same time, when they do that, they still don't get to where they want, and they sit there and they suffer and they go, why this, why that? Which is, to be honest, it's your fault if you do that.
Cool, so...
I wonder who's watching this. Do we have people watching? Is it like numbers, or is it like...
Oh, there's 2 people watching at the moment.
2? 2 people. I wonder who...
Before there was 3.
Who in the world is watching these 2 fools talking to each other about stuff, about filmmaking?
Okay.
Please give us a shout out, because we're quite lonely at the moment. No, I'm kidding.
I'm just about to preload the full short film to Police Story Girl Force. It was the first project I worked on with Maria Tran and Adrienne Castro. I was the camera assistant / camera operator. I even have a small little cameo in it. I was watching it the other day.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. I watched it
Yeah.
again. I was like, yeah, we've got a particular quality. Like, we're able to shoot things really quickly and at least put it through post-production and give it the look and feel very quickly. So that's really good.
So this short film, it was shown to Jackie Chan. Like,
Yes.
he saw
Oh
this
my
short
god,
film.
Jackie is hilarious. I'll retell you the story of Jackie when he watched this film, right? I remember me and Sharon Zhang, who's like my Chinese buddy in crime, right? And we made this short film so we can show him. And during the wrap-up party, you know, we're trying to find ways to get to Jackie. You know, get to Jackie. And finally we got to Jackie, and then, you know, Sharon's telling Jackie about this video. And Jackie's like, you know, and she's showing him on the phone, right? And I'm like, oh shit, Sharon, headphones. So I'm holding the headphones. I turn to Jackie and I'm like, what do I do? And Jackie's like, oh, right. He wants me to put it in his ear. So I put the earphones in his ear and he's listening to it and watching it. And he's like, and you can tell he enjoyed it because he was laughing. He's like, oh. And I'm like, how long did it take to do it? And we're like, a couple of hours. And I was like, not bad. And he would just ask stuff like that, and he'd be like, oh yeah. He kind of like, I feel like he's not outrightly like won't praise it, but at the same time he won't berate it. So it's kind of in between, right? And finally we finished showing him that, and we're like, oh, I guess we've done that, and we showed it to him. That's kind of cool. And then later on he turned to us, what you doing tomorrow? And we're like, well, nothing. You come with us to Canberra. And I'm like, what? And he basically invited me and Sharon to go to Canberra with him, to, you know, sort of visit some of his friends and I guess colleagues and all that. Yeah, so that was such a cool thing, you know, to be invited to go on a road trip, you know, with Jackie. Like the Jackie, you know. But I think as we get closer to Jackie doesn't feel like Jackie anymore. He feels like maybe like my dad kind of thing, how he's kind of like hard to please. And like you're doing all these things, you're thinking, what is he thinking? You know, is that okay? Is that up to his standards? You know, and I feel like, you know, when he talks to you, he's always like trying to tell you stuff. Like I remember the last moments before he flew out, he went to me, he's like, so what do you want to do? And I'm like, oh, I'm doing this documentary. He's like, oh, documentaries, the law doing documentary, everyone do a documentary. I'm like, I don't know, but my documentary is about me trying to find you. He's like, why are you trying to find me? You see me already. Why are you trying to find me? I'm like, no, it's about me I'm trying to explain to him my quest for Jackie Chan, and it was hard because I'm trying to tell him it is about him, but it's not about him, it's about me trying to find him. But then he's like, but I've already found him, so what's the point of this documentary? It was hilarious. Yeah.
At least he found an end to the documentary.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So at least got a, you know, a good connection point, which I still need to edit and finish the doco, but at least it's there.
Alright, so I'm just about to show you guys the
Police
film.
body, go force.
I'm just going to preload it, so there might be a little bit of a glitch. But yeah, I don't know, we've still got the audio, it's still good. We are still good, just give me 1 second. Maybe not. No, it's gonna work. 1 second, guys.
What do you think happened?
Poison. Such a waste of life. Jerry Liu Peng, 28, Taiwanese actor, model, superstar. He's been in popular TV dramas such as Marry Me One More Time and I Love You Forever in My Heart, and won Best Newcomer Pop Idol. This is the drama that he was in.
Sitting all alone, we've only memories of the past. Just you and I, in the wildest of our dreams.
你永远活在我心中。
And whisper sweet.
Dragon and gang have been after him for some time, and he's linked to this item.
What's this trigger?
Its use is unknown to us at this time, but whatever it is, the Russians are after it, and I think that promotion is in order if one of us gets to it.
No. Listen, the last woman we had on the force, she was either coming, sending, or doing. There can only be one woman on the force.
I need that promotion.
This is my case.
I've been working on it for 8 months.
I've been working on it for 10.
Sorry. What was I thinking? Guns.
What'd you do that for? Police investigation. Looking for evidence.
or like action or stupid things, like things that I would want to do on screen but I don't get a chance to, I would write it in my script. So that was sort of a fun thing. But it was always fun to sort of like see the look and feel of action. You know what I mean? Getting dressed up in SWAT and having like these cool guns and like, and having that special effects at the end, how they and then they just sort of jump into another place. And we had Craig Anderson, who's like the biggest, like literally physically, but also in the heart, biggest comedian in Australia, in it as the police officer role, and he's awesome. He's like cool, yeah.
So basically, this was the first short film that I worked on with these guys, and also this film was inspired by Jackie Chan's Police Story, and funnily enough, that film, Police Story, the one that Jackie Chan made, was my first ever action film I ever saw.
No
It actually got me into wanting to make action films, and
so cool. So that's like the stars aligning like that, you know. I don't know if that looks like that, but yeah.
And if you've known me since high school, you know that I've always been making terrible action films and all that. But it always stemmed off watching action films from when I was younger. I absolutely love the Police Story film. I actually, I had it on VHS. I was introduced to that film by my dad. He bought it on VHS tape. It was actually for my brother for his birthday present. And basically I ended up watching it all the time. And my brother never really got to see it.
Do you have the original?
I think I do somewhere
that'd be so
on
cool.
VHS.
Nice,
but I do have the DVD version, which was really good. I think I only got it like 6 years ago now, back in 2012. But I was like super happy to see it because before that time, it was about like 6 or 7 years. And when you're younger, when you're like a little kid, that sort of time is like a huge gap.
Yeah.
You know, and I still remember that movie, and like I took it off the shelf and bought it like instantly. I didn't even have to like think about it. It was just an impulse purchase.
Nice.
And actually very soon, Maria and I will be working on some more action films for this channel, for Adrienne's channel, for I guess SBS as well. We've also worked on Tiger Cops.
Yeah, we're doing a bunch. Like the thing with us is like we do like action stuff, but then on the sideline we do artsy stuff, doco stuff. Whenever we get a chance to like get the camera out, we're like, we're cool with it. We love it, you know. And I think that's the great thing about what we do is we don't sort of sit there going, I don't know, you know. We're like, nah, let's get in there and get it right. Then after that, you see Adam today, he gets the shots, he goes, yeah, check out this shot, the slow-mo and this thing, the water slow-mo and this and that, the sawdust. And I'm like, dude, you're making it like a music video, man. It's a documentary. But still, hey, it looks cool. You know, the
as
fact
long
that
as it looks cool.
Yeah. And it's not like we look at things the same way. We go, you know, how do we capture it in the most interesting way? You know, and doing lots of tests, and that's cool. Like, at least he's, you know, able to do these tests today. I try to do time lapse, and I epically fail. But don't worry, I hope I'll make up for it soon.
Cool. I'm going to answer a couple questions. Mainly, I want to ask.
We got 3 people! Yeah! It's a party now. 3 + 2 is 5.
Wow.
Sorry. My maths ain't that good. Just because I'm Asian doesn't mean I'm good at that. But yeah, 5. Got 5 people.
I want to start off with a question from somebody on my Facebook page.
Yeah, Adam's fan.
Basically, I'm probably going to butcher your name. I'm really sorry about this, but Joyoti Batare. I'm really sorry if I got it wrong, but he has a question asking any hacks about video stabilizing without a tripod and gimbals. Basically, I can and will eventually get to that. I do have a few ideas on how to stabilize your videos without having fancy gimbals and glide cams and basically tripod hacks as well. I can make a video in the future about that, so thank you for asking that question. I've actually got a couple of questions about Jackie Chan. Basically, what is he like on set?
He is like, I think with him is with Jackie, he kind of just like eases in on set, but I have to say that for a man like him, there's no, like, I don't feel like there's any ego. So when he's on set, like when I first met him was actually when he came in and he was checking out his trailer, and I noticed, it was funny because I saw him, oh shit, that's Jackie! You know, I'm just there because I was cleaning, my job was to clean out trailers, how fancy, you know, but I got a chance to clean out Jackie's trailer, so that was kind of cool. And I saw Jackie on the side, I'm like, oh my god, that's Jackie. And then he looked at me, I looked at him, and I looked at him, but then I looked away. I'm like, that was kind of lame of me, but I looked away, how rude. And then I saw him, he walked around, and then he started picking up garbage, like next to him, puts it in the bin, and looks at me, walks off. So, but then at the same time, I looked at him like, you know what? For a man like him, he's not gonna stop from doing like good to the world. Like if there's rubbish on the ground, he'll put it in the bin. You know what I mean? And he's just that type of person that looks after people. He's got so much energy. You know what I mean? Energy on set. He's always singing. You know, there was one point where he's like, oh, I speak Vietnamese, and he's like, blah blah blah. I'm like, do you understand? I'm like, yeah, no, I think that's Thai, Jackie. He's like, oh, okay. You know, like, you know, and he'll be singing, you know, karaoke style dancing, and then he'll wet willy me, you know, like he just pranks me, you know. So Jackie is just full of love and full of energy, and it's just amazing because it makes you feel that people need to play. You know, people can't just always have this wall up to, hey, I'm the top dog, you know, you gotta follow me. People need to sort of like be imaginative, be creative, and enjoy life. And that's how I think he's so creative, is because he doesn't have that ego. He just kind of he just plays, and he just has fun, and he has this group of people that he really connects with. So yeah, it was just amazing on set. He was like, man, he was like my dad, you know, in some respects. The fun side of my dad, not when he's telling me off, but yeah.
That's actually pretty much my only question. I don't know, are there any other things you want to add?
Well, one of my other goals is one day, in the future, in the near future, I would say in future, like, I wouldn't mind collaborating with Jackie, like, you know, I wouldn't mind creating a project where maybe Jackie could be a part of, or maybe his son. His son's pretty cool. JC's a pretty cool guy, you know, as much as he loves rhinos and he's asking about rhinoceros in Australia, but besides that, he's a pretty cool kid, right? Like, being able to collaborate with either Jackie or his son on a feature project in Australia, that would be something, one of my epic goals, you know, in future. Yeah.
Cool. Actually, I thought of another question. How did you get into stunt work? Was that just through just doing martial arts and then it kind of stemmed from there?
You know, back then, when we did the film Maximum Choppage, we didn't even know what stunt work was, right? A lot of the stuff we did the falls, the landings, you know, the punches, the kicks, the weaponry. Like, we didn't know it was called stunts, you know, so we didn't have padding and stuff. Lots of the punches we'll land and we'll get into our faces and hit us. We'll get bruised, but we'll keep on doing it. Which, you know, to be honest with you, when it comes to stunt industry, that's unsafe. But that was back then, when doing independent films. So, to be honest, I didn't really get into it through a course. It was just through a series of different projects that I did. And eventually, we learned that, oh wow, if you have a pad right here and a shield right here, it wouldn't hurt as much. And then we started adopting a lot of stunt protocol practices, safety practices to our work. So that's how we kind of eventually got into that, or how I got into it.
Cool. I don't know.
That's it.
Oh, we might have finished a bit earlier. Unless
Adam sings. No,
no, I'm not going to sing.
Oh, is that turned off?
Sorry?
Is that turned off yet? Or
Oh no, it's still going. It's still live. Basically, about work that you're doing at the moment.
Ah, okay. At the moment?
Feel free to like plug your media company as well.
Yeah, at the moment this year, you know, I've started up a film production company, and basically it's based in Fairfield. Adam's one of our superstar like camera guy on board, and drone guy now. Yeah, so basically we've got a bunch of projects that we do, from doco work to doing arts projects. And there's probably mid-year I'm doing a big documentary overseas.
Yeah.
So doing that and then coming back trying to finish that, and also I've got a fellowship to create something new when it comes to fight choreography for women in Australia. So that's one of my major things I'm doing this year. But at the same time, I got myself on a show on a Channel 10, so I'll be working on that the next 2 months, and then after that probably there'll be more projects along the way. But I feel like this year is almost packed, you know, and I feel like there's going to be lots of things happening, and all I and the people around me got to do is we just got to be ready, but also keep the energy flowing. So there's going to be heaps of stuff.
Yeah, I found out that Maria's going to be working with one other guy that I've recently worked with. His name's Neil Gohaka. They're both going to be working on the same show. So I think that's pretty cool.
What a small world. Yeah.
Very small world. Especially here in like Sydney, Australia. Australia in general, it's a very small industry. Everyone knows each other.
Yeah, that is true.
For example, I'm doing this project with a local council, and basically I've met these film composers, and I found out that pretty much every single one of them knows somebody that I've worked with in the past, or I even know like personally as well, which is pretty cool. Very small world.
6 degrees of separation. 6 degrees of separation. Like everyone's connected. And I think, and the thing with I know about Adam is, back then he was this little kid, right? Actually, I still think of him as a little kid, but he's a smart little kid because he and a bunch of other people are part of a group. But he was the one always hungry to find things. And even back then, you didn't have the GH.
No.
No, yeah, so for him, he's able to kind of like be quite lucky. And I don't think luck is something that just comes to you. He actually gets opportunities that are drawn to him. So he gets equipment or he gets gigs that help him, but he's always constantly evolving as a filmmaker. And I think that's one of the biggest keys when it comes.
That's like the biggest trick, is to always... I think of filmmaking as like a muscle sort of thing. Like you have to always, you know, practice, and sometimes you fail. It's going to happen, but you know, if you just keep going, you're eventually going to get better. You're going to work on a certain skill that you want to work on, and yeah, you'll just get better. Just think of it as a muscle. If you don't go to the gym after a while, it's going to be very difficult to
ladies,
get
what
back
he's trying to
into it.
say, that he's got like a six-pack in the filmmaking sense, yeah?
No, yeah, in the filmmaking sense. Literal sense? No. Nowhere near it.
Yeah. No, we'll just cut to his face and we'll cut to someone else's abs and we'll put it in and that's his. That's the beauty of filmmaking, editing.
Oh yeah, visual effects. Oh, Adrienne's commented. Ooh.
Ooh.
Here's a question. When we finishing the quest?
Is it Adrienne? Are we still on?
Yes.
Hello, Adrienne! Adrienne is, everyone, for people who don't know, Adrienne Castro. Chino Castro has been a part of my journey for a very long time. In the very, very beginning, when I started Quest for Jackie Chan, which I now have hard drives of really weird vlogging footage of me all over the place, pimple face Maria, crying in China, you know, all sorts of conundrums that I haven't been able to edit yet because I am stalling and I am afraid to show people my true self. So that, I hope that answers your question, Adrienne Castro. Love you.
Wait, how long have you been working with Adrienne
Oh
for?
man, I think 2008 or 9.
Oh, wow.
He was one of the people who attended the Urban Action Film Forum that I created, and we had Anthony Cito, Craig Anderson, Warren Colton, Igor Breakenback. You know, they came together, they talked about the action film industry, and basically, yeah, Adrienne was one of the people in the crowd, and after that he came by, he's like, you know what, I want to help you out. And since then we just kept on making a bunch of, like, you know, videos, and there's a lot that hasn't been released yet where I played Jackie, and like, yeah, there's a lot of content. Yeah, but I am scared of Quest because it is very, you know, when you're seeing yourself just through dramatic moments and like very stupid, like you think back, yeah, that's such a kid of me. That's why I'm having a hard time with that doco, and I haven't even looked at it for like years. Yeah.
Cool. Well, let's talk a little bit about, I guess, diversity, because I know that's one of the topics that, you know, we generally talk about quite frequently, I guess, as filmmakers and as artists. And we've also talked about it in projects that we've done as well. So I guess talk a little bit more about, I guess, females in the film industry and just diverse filmmakers.
Yeah, so I think things are changing. I feel like I'm living in a time where there's more opportunities that are presented to me, or at least there's a lot more discussion going, especially with the Me Too movement and what's happening in Hollywood and across Asia, and also with the Weinsteins and all types of things like that, that it's allowing for women to be able to step up and say that, you know what, we want to change things and we don't think this is right, this is what we represent. But not only that, it gives people like me also a chance to go, you know what, Marie, if I really want to be a director, I need to step up. You know, I need to put myself in these roles and start creating things down that pathway. Like last month I did a horror. I mean, I'm not a big horror fan, but you know, I thought, you know, I can't shy away. You know, and a lot of times women tend to think that, I mean, I'm not putting women down, but sometimes women do have this sort of mentality that, oh, you know, I don't have a lot of opportunities, but when the opportunities present to them, they go, oh, you know, I'm not ready, or, you know, so maybe someone else will do it. No, I don't want to put myself forward because I don't want to be seen as a show-off. Well, the thing is, if you're not going to put yourself forward, then you're not going to get there, and the whole movement of women being empowered and getting into different fields is not going to happen. Because the time's now, but the women also collectively need to band together and go, you know what, it's okay to step up and take on these positions. You know, you don't need to be super qualified for it, you just need to put yourself in there and learn as you go. And I feel like men get a chance to do that. Like, I've worked overseas before, and I've been working on certain projects where a lot of times male directors might not have the skills and capacity to see a project through. But because they put themselves in that position, they have their self-confidence, they got the gig. You know, they got the gig, they'll figure it out later, which is, you know, that's how they do it. Whereas women are different. Women are like, oh, no, I'm not ready. Maybe next time, let other people go first. And then eventually they lose the opportunity.
So I think it's got to do with how you present yourself. I guess just confidence in general, because that's usually what helps, gets you further into this industry. You know what? Do you have anything else you want to add before?
That is it.
I think we are done. If you're still watching at this point and you have not subscribed to my channel,
it's dance
please
time. There's only 3 people watching, so I can do whatever I want. 2 now.
Yeah, but
Someone
people will
left.
be watching it after.
So it doesn't disappear? Like,
No, I'm pretty sure it re-uploads to my channel. So if you guys didn't watch this, you'll definitely be watching this after the live stream. I'm sorry, this was a little bit of a spontaneous live stream, so if you couldn't watch it, that's totally fine. I'll be doing more of these in the near future with other filmmakers. I'll probably even get Adrienne on board for one.
and then he could shake his curly hair in front of everyone.
So Adrienne, if you're still watching, you will be on one of my live streams in the near future. I'm not too sure when, so you want to stay subscribed to my channel and find out when I'll be doing another live stream. Thank you guys for watching. Just stop streaming. It's kind of awkward. I'm just going to go to the loading screen and then I'm going to stop from there.